Have you ever laid in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, staring at the dark ceiling, wondering why your body just won't let you rest? It is a heavy, lonely feeling that so many of us know all too well. You feel the exhaustion deep in your bones. But the moment you try to get comfortable, a knee starts throbbing, or your shoulder stiffens up, or your mind decides to replay every worry from the last 20 years. It feels like a betrayal, doesn't it? You have done everything right. You eat well, you try to stay active, and maybe you even have a jar of turmeric sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now because you heard it was good for inflammation. But here is the frustrating reality that no one tells you. That bright yellow powder, as it sits in your spice rack, is practically useless on its own. You might sprinkle it on your eggs or stir it into a tea, thinking you are doing something wonderful for your joints. But biologically speaking, without a very specific key to unlock it, your body simply cannot absorb its healing power. It is like having a treasure chest full of pain relief and deep sleep sitting right on your kitchen counter, but you have never been given the combination to open the lock. So, the cycle continues. The aching joints dictate your every move. The restless nights leave you drained and foggy. And for the gentleman watching, perhaps it is those frustrating trips to the bathroom every 2 hours that ruin any chance of a solid night's sleep. But what if the solution wasn't a new pill or a complicated exercise routine? What if the key to breaking free from this exhaustion was simply using that one ancient spice in a chemically optimized way? We are going to walk through a complete protocol today. We are going to cover 5 specific scientifically backed methods to unlock the true potential of turmeric. We will look at how to soothe a screaming joint from the outside, how to quiet a racing mind, and even how to reduce those nighttime bathroom visits. And we are going to build up to a potent all-in-one formula that acts like a reset button for your entire system. Let's start by addressing the pain that keeps you awake. Sometimes the problem isn't your whole body. Sometimes it is just one specific nagging spot. Maybe it is a knee that throbs with a dull ache the moment the house gets quiet. Or perhaps it is an elbow or a shoulder that feels like it is on fire every time you try to roll over. When one part of your body is screaming, the rest of you cannot find peace. For this, we do not need to flood your whole system just yet. We need a targeted approach. We need to deliver relief directly to the source. This method works from the outside in. The science here is wonderfully simple and direct. It is called transdermal absorption. Think of your skin not just as a barrier, but as a delivery system. When you apply a properly made turmeric compound to the outside of your body, its powerful calming properties can soak through the layers of the dermis and go to work right on the irritated tissues, muscles, and nerves in that specific area. It bypasses your stomach and your liver entirely, sending a soothing message straight to the spot that hurts. The active compound in turmeric helps to interrupt the chemical signals that tell your body to create swelling. When you combine this with gentle warmth, you increase blood flow to the area. That fresh circulation brings in oxygen and nutrients, which helps to wash away the stagnant biological waste that causes stiffness. To do this effectively, you need to make a proper paste. You will want to take a small bowl and mix 2 tablespoons of high-quality turmeric powder with 1 tablespoon of freshly grated ginger. The ginger is crucial here because it adds its own warming, pain-relieving properties to the mix. Then, slowly add just enough warm water, or even better, warm coconut oil, to form a thick, spreadable paste. You want it to be about the consistency of mustard. Now, I must give you a very important warning. Turmeric is a powerful dye. It will stain your skin, your clothes, and your sheets a bright sunny yellow if you are not careful. To prevent this, rub a thin layer of plain olive oil or coconut oil over your knee or shoulder first. This creates a protective barrier for your pores. Then, spread your warm turmeric paste onto a piece of clean cloth, like an old t-shirt or some gauze, and apply that cloth directly to the joint. Wrap it loosely with a bandage, just snug enough to hold it in place, not tight. Let that warmth sink in for 20 to 30 minutes before you go to bed. It is a small ritual, but when you wash it off and feel that deep, quiet calm in your joint, you will understand why this has been used for centuries. Now that covers the specific aches, but what if your struggle is different? What if you feel a general sense of stiffness all over? Or what if you are taking turmeric supplements and feeling absolutely no difference? This brings us to the most critical concept you need to understand today. This is the unique mechanism that changes everything. We call this the absorption power-up. You see, the main healing component in turmeric is called curcumin. It is a miraculous compound, but it is also incredibly stubborn. On its own, curcumin has very poor bioavailability. That is just a fancy way of saying your body has a hard time keeping it. Imagine your bloodstream as an exclusive club, and the bouncer at the door, your liver, is very strict. When you eat plain turmeric, your liver identifies the curcumin as a foreigner and rapidly flushes it out of your system before it can do any good. It is like having that key we talked about, but the key is too big and clunky to fit in the lock. Most of the turmeric you eat passes right through you. But nature, in its infinite wisdom, provided a partner for turmeric. That partner is black pepper. It sounds too simple to be true, but the chemistry is undeniable. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine. Piperine acts like a master locksmith. It temporarily inhibits the liver from flushing out the curcumin. It effectively holds the door open. A landmark study showed that when you take turmeric with just a tiny amount of black pepper, your body's ability to absorb the curcumin increases by 2,000%. That is not a typo. 2,000%. That is the difference between a spice that just adds color to your food and a potent remedy that floods your bloodstream to hunt down inflammation. So, from this moment on, make a rule for yourself. Never consume turmeric without its partner. If you are buying capsules, turn the bottle over and look at the label. If it does not say black pepper extract or piperine, put it back on the shelf. It is a waste of your money. If you are using powder at home, the ratio is simple. For every half teaspoon of turmeric, you need about 1/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Mix them in a little water, maybe add a splash of healthy fat like olive oil to help it glide through your system even faster, and drink it down. This simple adjustment is the foundation for everything else we are going to discuss. Once you have mastered absorption, we can move on to the mental side of sleeplessness. We have all been there. You are physically tired, but your mind is wide awake. You are replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, or you are worrying about a bill that is due next week. Your body feels tense, almost buzzing with a low-level anxiety. For this, we turn to a time-honored tradition known as golden milk. This is not just a drink. It is a biochemical signal to your nervous system that it is time to power down. Golden milk works on 2 levels. First, the curcumin, now activated by the pepper, goes to work on the low-level inflammation in your brain and nervous system. Think of inflammation like a constant background noise, a static hum that keeps your nerves on edge. Curcumin helps turn down the volume of that hum. Second, the warmth of the milk plays a vital role. When you drink a warm beverage, your core body temperature rises slightly. As your body processes the drink, that temperature begins to drop back down. This cooling process is a primitive biological trigger that tells your brain to release melatonin and prepare for sleep. To make this correctly, pour about 6 ounces of your preferred milk into a saucepan. It can be dairy, almond, oat, or coconut, whatever sits best with your stomach. Warm it gently. Do not boil it, as high heat can destroy some of the delicate compounds. Add your half teaspoon of turmeric, your 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon for flavor, and a pinch of ginger. And, of course, do not forget that tiny pinch of black pepper. You won't taste the pepper, but it is doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Stir it until it is smooth and golden. If you need a little sweetness, add a drop of honey after you take it off the heat. Sip this slowly, about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Let the ritual of making it and the sensory experience of drinking it be the boundary line between your busy day and your restful night. Now, we need to have a serious conversation with the gentlemen in the audience, although this can affect the ladies too. There is nothing that destroys sleep quality quite like the nighttime guardian, the prostate. For millions of men over 60, the night is not a time of rest. It is a series of interruptions. You wake up with an urgent need to go, you stumble to the bathroom, and then you lie awake trying to fall back asleep, only to do it all again 2 hours later. This fragmentation of sleep is devastating to your energy levels the next day. The problem often stems from the prostate gland, which sits just below the bladder. As we age, it can naturally enlarge, acting like a clamp on a garden hose. It puts pressure on the urethra, creating that sensation of urgency even when the bladder isn't full. While turmeric helps reduce the inflammation in the tissue, helping to loosen that clamp, we can supercharge this effect by pairing it with another natural powerhouse, cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil. Pumpkin seed oil is rich in phytosterols, which act like traffic cops for your hormones. They help block the specific chemical signals that tell the prostate to grow. When you combine the anti-inflammatory power of turmeric with the hormonal support of pumpkin seed oil, you get a 1-2 punch that targets the root cause of those bathroom trips. Here is the routine. About 2 hours before bed, take 1 tablespoon of high-quality pumpkin seed oil. It has a pleasant, nutty taste. Immediately follow it with your turmeric and black pepper mixture. Doing this 2 hours before bed is strategic. It gives your body time to process the compounds before you sleep. This isn't a quick fix like a sleeping pill. It is a structural repair. You need to be consistent. Give it a few weeks, and you may find that waking up 3 times a night turns into 2 times, and then maybe just once, or perhaps you sleep straight through until the sun comes up. Imagine what that would do for your mood and your energy. Finally, we arrive at the most potent method of all. This is for the person who says, "I hurt all over," or "I need a total system reset." This is the concentrated golden paste. This method takes all the principles we have discussed, absorption, heat activation, and healthy fats, and combines them into a single high-potency formula that you can keep in your refrigerator. The science behind the golden paste is about maximizing efficiency. By cooking the turmeric with water, you break down the starches and make the curcumin more soluble. By adding the black pepper, you unlock the absorption. And by adding a significant amount of healthy fat, like coconut oil or olive oil, you provide a vehicle for the nutrients. Remember, curcumin is fat-soluble. It needs a ride. The oil acts as a taxi service, driving the healing compounds through your intestinal wall and delivering them deep into your cells. To make this master batch, you will need a small saucepan. Combine half a cup of turmeric powder with 1 cup of water. Simmer this over low heat for 7 to 10 minutes. You must stir it constantly, or it will sputter. It gets quite thick. Once you have a smooth, thick paste, turn off the heat. This is the moment you add the magic. Stir in 1/4 cup of cold-pressed coconut oil or olive oil, and then add 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of freshly ground black pepper. It sounds like a lot of pepper, but remember, this is a concentrate. Mix it until it is glossy and smooth. Store this in a glass jar in the fridge. It will stay fresh for 2 to 3 weeks. To use it, you don't need much. Start with just a 1/4 teaspoon each evening. You can stir it into warm water, mix it into food, or if you are brave, take it right off the spoon. Over time, you can work your way up to a full teaspoon. This is your daily shield against inflammation. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I drink this with water right before bed, won't I just have to pee? That is a valid concern. We want to fix your sleep, not disrupt it. So, follow these 3 rules for using the paste at night. First, watch your volume. Mix the paste with no more than 5 or 6 ounces of liquid. You are taking a remedy, not quenching thirst. Second, timing is everything. Consume this 90 minutes before you close your eyes. This gives your kidneys ample time to process the liquid while you are still reading or watching TV. And third, use the double empty technique. Go to the bathroom right before you get in bed. Then, brush your teeth, put on your pajamas, and try to go one more time. You will be surprised at how often there is a little bit left. That small amount can be the difference between a peaceful 6 hours of sleep and a 3 a.m. wake-up call. We have covered a lot of ground here. We have talked about biology, chemistry, and the practical realities of aging bodies. But really, we are talking about something much simpler. We are talking about reclaiming your right to rest. Sleep is not a luxury. It is the foundation of your independence. When you sleep well, you move better, you think clearer, and you have the energy to enjoy your life rather than just endure it. I am not asking you to do all 5 of these things tonight. That would be overwhelming. I am simply inviting you to try one. Just pick the method that made you nod your head and say, "That sounds like me." Maybe it is the compress for your knee. Maybe it is the pumpkin seed oil. Just choose one and promise yourself you will stick with it for 3 nights. That is it. Just 3 nights. Pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Do your feet hit the floor with a little less hesitation? Is your mind a little clearer? However, before you start any new regimen, especially if you are on blood thinners or other medications, please have a quick chat with your doctor. Turmeric is powerful, and we want to make sure it works safely with your specific health profile. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these methods resonates with you the most? Is it the golden milk, or maybe the external compress? Leave a comment below and let me know. I read them, and it helps me understand what you need most. And if you found this information helpful, please take a moment to click that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us get this message to other folks just like us who are looking for a better night's rest. Here is to your health and to a deep, peaceful sleep tonight.